with us today, Trevor, or Elfie, if we're going to refer to him as that. So before we get started, we're gonna toss it to Ryan for him to give us a quick recap of what happened last week.
So we got to know a lot of the spiders. There was an encounter by the river when we went to go bathe for the first time in 6 months. And Rowan talked to Ren, that court wizard, and convinced them to go to sail across the sea. We participated in a festival. I don't think much else happened. But we just got to the surface with Benny and his apprentice to go check out the first of what we assume is steam vents.
We did rescue them people from the plants.
Yeah,
that was at the river.
The fight at the river when we took our bat. That's where we actually met Ren. We just didn't know it was Ren at the time. Oh,
Was it
well,
Ren?
Yes, that was Ren, actually.
Oh.
Two of us fought them while somebody was too busy getting dressed.
I got there and helped heal the injured people.
It's like he was clearly in character. And he'll be in character as well when he steals from the party when no one's looking.
Okay. I'm
Not
ready.
for me.
Okay. So, there is a clear path in which you can take, which is going by land. And so you just hop from A to A to A. But it's up to you guys which one to do.
Oh, shit, Finn, you summoned a birdie thing.
Yes, I now have a mount. I now have a giant eagle mount.
That's really nifty.
Not too shabby.
Keep away from me because I eat.
Fox hungry, apparently.
Some turkeys.
Makes sense.
Some chicken and eggs. Never go bad.
Hey, got big egg in back.
Oh, yeah, the days are very important for Rowan. He's having a baby.
Oh, God. Did you... Okay. So let's start walking.
Okay.
They get getting smaller now.
All right. Just so you guys know, I went ahead and put a detailed list of what I've got in the magical card of wonder, so don't lose it.
I have not been messing with that. You've been like the king of the cart so far.
Well, he's also the one who bought the beetle, so he kind of owns the card for more or less.
I just got me food, didn't
I? This beetle is trained, right?
Yes.
Well, you'll stick your hand in its face and see if it eats you.
No thanks.
By the way, it eats dung, so...
Oh, yeah. Well, Rowan doesn't know that.
Okay. Just FYI, you're told it eats dung, but you should supplement its food with other things, because it's not smart enough to do that on its own.
Okay. All right, then. So, okay, first of all, has Benny and them been here longer than us, or did they come here with us?
They will likely arrive a little bit after. You currently arrive on the surface, and in the distance you see a rather large object to the southwest. You think it'll take you about 3, perhaps 4 days to arrive.
Literally where the question mark is?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so nobody really knows. Okay, first thing before we do anything, I want to take 10 minutes and take a good long look at the skies to see if there are any predators up there.
Alright, you can totally do that. But essentially you guys get one action in which you can all take when you stop somewhere, and then actions that you might have to take because things are happening to you. So this is the part where you guys can do whatever you want.
Sketch map, I guess.
Okay. You can definitely work on that. For you, I think what was it? Did we ever decide on an exact skill for that? Also, you understand that there's already somewhat a map of the area you're in. You don't really need to make one yourself.
Well, yeah, of this one, but like I want to make a whole map of like everywhere we go, essentially. Um, could it be survival? Because I'm good at that.
It likely will not be survival, but I guess survival will work for this situation right now.
just draw out a map. Yeah,
Would it
I don't know.
would it be a nature check?
Or even just an intelligence roll.
I'm contemplating right now. I guess the best way to go, it would still probably be investigation or perception, because your actual skill with the items are not as important. Because realistically, if you fail to draw correct the first time, you can always just by memory fix it later.
Yeah,
I
I
would
would
have
go by
said
perception, then I
I would
guess.
have said investigation if you were doing a map.
Yeah, I'm thinking investigation as well.
Okay, I'll go investigation.
All right, go for it. You roll 15. For the most part, the area that you're immediately in is quickly jotted down, and you can also mark the location of the hammer, not too far from here.
Okay.
Dink, what do you want to do?
Are there any predators in the skies?
You can make your perception check, or
Okay.
perhaps a nature check if you think you're just pondering what might be out here.
Since I'm taking 10 minutes, I think I'll do both.
You can do both.
All right. First, I will do a nature check then, so I think I know what I'm looking for, and I just got no freaking clue.
You would make the assumption that more than likely there's bound to be some giant birds somewhere, because you're already in the sky, and there's some rocks. Clearly, some birds probably nest around here.
Okay, and then I will go ahead and do my perception check. There you go, to see if I actually see anything up there.
Okay. As you make your perception check and
What the
peer
same
through the
roll?
various clouds all around you, you detect something moving on one of the smaller floating rocks separated from the landmass which you're currently on, out about where your bird is standing right now.
Okay.
So there's definitely something over there. Like you can see it flapping about just within the cloud cover. Because instead of water, which you're currently seeing in the map, imagine a large cloud that is sort of floating on.
Okay, flapping, so I'm taking a general idea that it has wings.
Yes. You
Okay.
can't tell for sure what it is, but yeah, it definitely had some flapping going on.
Okay, then I will avoid that area, but keep an eye on it until it's out of range. I would guess out of range is probably about 3 miles.
It would be 3 days, essentially. So, that was Dink. Does Thok have anything he want to do, or somehow is he not going to accomplish anything?
Well, he'll be scanning through his scrolls, watching the Benny and his partner,
Healthy.
and occasionally looking forward because he wants to know what a mine is. So he's looking at the floor looking for holes. He doesn't know what he's looking for. He doesn't know what a mine is. So do I have to do a perception on a call? Check on the floor.
You can roll me an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh yeah, has to be investigation.
Okay, well, you examine the immediate area around you, and you know what? Though everyone else doesn't notice, you actually do find a landmine, but you can't tell it's a landmine because you've never seen one before. So you start poking at this thing, it doesn't go off. It seems to have already gone off. And you just find like this shiny bit of metal in the ground. What do you want to do with it?
Does it look broken?
It looks like someone blew it up from the inside, yes.
Okay, I'll dig it out, pick it up, and sort of hold it up. So somebody lost something. Somebody beat it, yeah. Metal. And then take it over to Finn. So he,
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Take
Here
the
I
live grenade over.
Yeah, here I was trying to avoid the mess, and here it comes walking towards me.
So he walks over and just like plops on the floor next to you, Dink. At around this time is when the engineer Benny and his partner Alfie make surface and begin to wave at you guys from a distance. They're making their way over.
Okay. All
Wave
right.
back.
All right. So you said this thing has already exploded, correct?
It, as far as you can tell, it's already exploded. Let's be honest. If it wasn't, if it was still live, it would have gone off, and the dude chucked it on the floor.
Or it
Yeah.
might not have until I brought it over.
All right.
It could be live now. Yes, it's not impossible. Then you have to understand he did roll a 5.
I am going to do an investigation check to make sure that it's a dud. Then.
All right, go for it. On your successful 21, you find that something definitely exploded off the side of this thing, but the actual explosive gunpowder and the ignition cap are still inside of it. It didn't go off when he dropped it. It didn't go off when he dug it up. Something must be broken, or perhaps even the gunpowder is wet.
Okay,
It's been
then
exploded, so-
I will take Doc by the arm and talk to him as we slowly walk away and tell him that that thing is. It could very well go boom. I don't think we want to be here. Let's let Benny examine it and see if we can salvage anything out of it.
It go boom.
It go boom.
Oh.
Boom is bad. So if you see any more of those, please point them out before you decide to dig them up.
I poke it first. It was okay. Didn't go boom.
Okay. Well, next time, let's have somebody take a look at it like Benny before we start poking at it. Okay. But very good job. Very good job of finding that for us. At least now we know what they look like.
Okay. So, Elfie, before you arrive at the party, Benny turns to you and says, "Well, Elfie, we're going to be traveling with these guys for for quite a while, actually, perhaps a month or two, as we go to check out one of these odd devices which we found recently. We're hoping to use it in order to help us build our new town, some sort of a power source. You understand?" As he looks at you for a moment and contemplates if you're smart enough. Smart is the rogue. I think he's pretty intelligent, isn't he? Character, rogue,
Okay.
and you have a decent int. So you understand what he's talking about. The idea that it's a natural occurring magic thing, and they're trying to use it to power a city. So they want to head over there and take a look at it. He tells you that the main reason why I brought you is to help him, if a fight happens, stuff like that. He's clearly very strong, but he tells you that he needs to stay in good health, otherwise construction of the city will be drastically reduced. This is a thing, actually. If Benny is injured, construction will be drastically reduced at which time he is healed, whether magically or over time.
Hint, hint. Take care of Benny.
Stand to reason. And at this
Stay in
point,
the middle.
yeah. At this point in time, he
Stay in the middle.
gets Elfie up to the rest of the party and introduces the lot of you.
Hi. As half elf, wood elf says with a giant egg strapped to himself.
Oh, by all means, explain what your character looks like, man.
Presumably.
I'm half elf.
Usual chisel jaw.
Yeah, just by any means does not look weak.
Good looks.
Leather, dual rapiers, bow and quiver. I guess I would have put my winter gear on over the egg at least. But he just has a really large metal egg strapped to his chest.
Yes. Dink, go ahead.
Okay. Dink's character is Fingolfin Sharpfeather. He just goes by Finn. Half elf, brown hair, has a beard and a mustache. studded leather armor, rapier, well-worn longbow. One thing you do notice though is he's got gloves on, and his glove in his right hand actually has a gem in the center of it, of his palm. And he's got a lot of stuff. He's going through about five tons of stuff in the cart before he does anything, and he also seems to be in charge of the overly large chicken.
Yes. Well, it is your steed, man. You literally summoned him yourself. Alright. Moving along. Fuck. Go ahead.
Soccer's a half orc. Basically, he looks up like an orc, but he's actually a half orc. He's got a battle axe and a mace hanging from his belt, and he's always looking at scrolls and looking at people. He's also got a set of manacles on his belt. That's it.
Okay.
That's
So-
all you need to know.
Alfie, if you have anything to say, go ahead and say it now, and then we'll get started after that.
I'm wearing a cheesy grin, a rapier, a short bow, a dagger, and I'm very interested in people with lots of shiny stuff.
Incidentally, does
And
anyone in the
keeping
party
them
have shiny
healthy.
things on them?
Have anyone?
Anyone got shiny things on them?
I mean, manacles are shiny, but you know,
How shiny is the egg?
It's actually pretty shiny. I would imagine you clean it.
Yeah, I take good care of it.
but it's not gold, it's platinum, isn't it?
Mm.
It's like silver colour.
Yeah, I'll have to look after that in case I have to sell it.
You know it's a decent chunk of money already, man, if you were to sell it.
Because eggs are currency.
Yeah,
Crying out
we
loud.
made a random row. Eggs are currency in the town you just came from. And a large
Yeah,
metallic egg would be of great value.
I'll be looking at anyone who's got looking at me in a funny sort of way, you know, like
Well,
I'm not
one
the
of
real-
them
I'm not
is
their friend.
definitely looking at you rather oddly. He's like staring at a scroll and constantly looking back at you every once in a while. It's like, fuck. Like, you don't find one of him, but you find more than a few of, like, other rogue-type half-elves, and, like, they do have some similarities.
Oh shit.
Not to mention, one of them's a ghost who can possess people. Could be anyone.
It could be him right now.
So I keep on looking at the
Yeah,
scroll.
well, I'm just keeping my cheesy grin
Okay.
out on show and looking
Let's
friendly.
get going then.
Okay. So before you guys set out, Benny
I
says,
too have a
"Right,
chisel jaw.
before we leave, I actually have something for us. Something
Oh.
that one of the spiders gave me earlier. And then he hands each of you a wrapped up package. So
Oh. Open it excitingly.
It's a present.
It's a present.
you guys find a brick of chocolate in each of your packages.
Chocolate.
Says, yeah, I'm a little
Bite.
surprised myself. Like,
Take a bite.
it's a little bitter. This is dark chocolate.
Oh,
Okay.
good. I love dark chocolate. But
Yeah, I
then
love it
again,
too.
let's put it this way: kids will love us. Now all we need is some silk stockings, and we're set.
Right. So, he goes into a little bit of talk of like, I'm actually a little surprised. There was no indication of something that it was similar to chocolate. Perhaps they have something that's like some root that has like, similar properties to chocolate.
Okay, and exactly what'd you say it was? 1 pound?
1 pound. Admittedly, a pound of chocolate isn't as big as you might imagine.
Pound of chocolate.
It's still chocolate, and of course, if you had some milk, you could stir in some milk chocolate together.
I got some ale left.
Well, instead of ale, I would suggest bourbon, but yes, you could do that.
Okay.
You know what? You have some like crazy expensive alcohol. Maybe you mix that with some chocolate. See what happens.
Oh yeah. Hey, have you ever had a chocolate martini? Pretty darn good.
It's amazing.
All right. That was unexpected,
It,
but I guess we're off.
Okay.
it counts as a day's rations for the most part.
Just chocolate for the day.
Why
Like
not?
shit.
You have a brick of chocolate. Eat it. It's gonna melt otherwise. You're going into the desert.
I guess I will go ahead and mount Irenaeus then, and go ahead and start scouting ahead.
All right. Since that's basically what you're gonna do, instead, does the party want to do anything while he's scouting out, or are you keeping a track of him to see if he gets shot down or something?
It's cold out, right?
Not right now. Morning just came. It's still kind of misty and foggy. The wind hasn't picked up yet.
Okay. I just want to start going ahead then.
Okay. So everyone else is getting ready while Finn, you fly out in order to scout the area. Go ahead and make your perception check.
You did say that there was a defined path, correct?
Yes, there's a path that you can take.
Okay. Perception check.
26 is good.
On the 26, you definitely find a path. And as you examine it for possible creatures, is there anything in your mind that stands out that you would be looking for?
Okay then.
It's like, I'm asking you, what do you want to look for?
No way.
It's like, I'm going to give you a rough description regardless, but is there anything in particular you're looking for? Like footprints, signs of life?
Intersecting paths, signs of life, signs of... If I can see any obvious mines, which I doubt I could, especially being airborne, but also look for obstructions that could slow us down, and also movement, big time movement.
Okay. So, as you're in there and flapping around in order to check out the area, you find that the path that is clearly done, and you follow it for a little while. You do find some signs of movement here or there, but when you make your way to the end of the path, you find that there's a group of constructors, or whatever you want to call them, the builders of your party, and they're currently working on building the path itself. So they're carefully making a path through the rocks or through the mountains, trying to find the safest path. You're likely following on their tail end of these guys.
Okay, then I guess I will go ahead and... How far ahead am I of everyone else?
Because you're on a bird, you move rather quickly, but you're still you can see them at your farthest range, which is still like 2 days out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I will go ahead and land then and speak to the constructors.
Okay. You flap your way over there. Shrugs and sniffs, says you smell. Sure thing, man. You head over there and you land. At first glance, they turn with bows and crossbows at the ready. One of them takes a shot.
No.
You might miss. Does a 16 hit you?
Hits me? No.
Yes. Okay.
Hits Irenaeus? Yes.
It likely hits the bird. One shot is taken and it hits the bird. You're already pretty close to the ground, so you can just land after that, at which point they will notice you. Says one of them turns up and says, "Sorry, we've been attacked by like birds and other like insects for quite a while now. We immediately took shots. Are you alright? Is your bird alright?"
Well, I will definitely do a medicine check on Irenaeus. I'm highly upset and I don't trust myself to speak with them quite yet.
Irenaeus is fine, but I'm gonna roll damage real quick.
Okay.
It took 5 points of damage.
Okay. All right. Now I do once I feel comfortable speaking with them, I will. 21.
As you take a look at this party, you've never met any of them before. You've seen a few of them at the party and stuff like that, but considering you're a few days out, your bird moves rather quickly, you're a few days out already, it would stand the reason that these people left before you even arrived.
Okay. No problem then. I will. I did perk up about them saying they were attacked by birds. I do want to know about that, and I also want to explain to them that the group is coming to and ask them, what types of creatures and stuff they've run into, and if there's anything they actually need.
Actually, we're actually pretty decent in the supplies we have right now. And as per the things we've been fighting, a lot of the insects have been land-based creatures, though they're rather large compared to what we normally see. They talk about fighting giant scorpions. They ran across a few rock crabs, and they ran across a few other like avian birds and stuff like that. They can't really go too much detail with the bird because, hey, there's a lot of different birds in the world.
Right. I mean, were they as large as Arrhenius?
One of the men perk sevens is one of them was he nearly carried me off, and he shows you like a large like gash on his leg where the bird would have like grabbed onto him.
Okay. Have any of them been ridden?
Say again?
Have there been riders on any of the flying creatures?
They look at each other. It's no. Look, the only person we've seen riding a bird is you.
Okay, then let's put it this way. Then, if you see someone coming and they're riding the flying creature, don't shoot until you know it's not me.
All right. Like now we know what the bird looks like. I don't think we'll shoot him again. And one of them try to walk up slowly, trying to like pat Arrhenius. Would Arrhenius be like recessive? Like, will he pull back? Is he afraid? Is he going to attack? What would he do?
I don't know. Let's see.
It's your bird.
I think animal handling on the NPC's part.
All right.
Oh, yeah. He definitely takes a snap at anybody trying to get close to him.
Okay. Well, let's see if he succeeds his animal handling, which is unlikely. It was very unlikely. And walks up. The bird like snaps at him. He like leaps back and lands on the floor, tripping over a rock. And then Arrhenius is like standing above him, like cawing at him a couple of times.
Whoa!
Yeah, you have a fun,
calm
interesting bird.
I calm him down with with the telepathy that we have. Tell him not to eat the poor dumb bastard.
As he scurries back through the lot of them, between what you're seeing, there's about 5 people, but there's clear signs that there is construction somewhere else as well. Because eventually you catch sight of a guy walking up from below carrying what seems to be a couple of boulders.
What do you mean construction somewhere else?
There's the main path they're working on.
They're out pulling rocks for the road. Okay, I understand what you mean.
Pretty
Okay,
much.
I thought you meant there were actually 2 different groups out constructing 2 different things.
Yeah, there's like a group gathering rocks and other things to make the path itself.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't know how much there are. Eventually you would ask, I assume?
I didn't quite hear what you said, Jack.
Okay. Well, don't worry about that. Right now, when you previously asked them if they need anything, they say that they pretty much have everything they need, but it's been a while, and they're a little curious if you could head back and ask when the relief team is coming, the team that will replace them.
I'll do the best I can, but I can't guarantee anything quite yet.
He nods. He comes out to shake your hand for a moment. He says his name is Finn as well.
Oh, well, hey there. How you doing, bud?
It's nice to meet you. I didn't catch your name.
Finn.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Well, it's always nice to meet another Finn.
Okay.
He shakes your hand and he buddies up. He gives you well, we'll be out here. I will make sure that we don't accidentally attack someone else again. But can't make any promises. We've been attacked a lot. The men are a little on edge right now.
No problem. Do you guys know who Benny is?
Yeah, he's the foreman. Why?
Right. He's traveling with us, so he'll be here in about a day or 2. All depends on how hard the traveling is.
All right. They say that as long as you follow the path, it should be relatively safe. And for you to give Benny a message as he runs off for a moment and comes back with pretty much a letter and an envelope.
Okay.
Says this is just daily reports of the events supposed to turn it every once in a while, but we can't really make it back and forth from this track and still finish this path in time.
Understood.
All right, and gives it to you, and then gives you one very tiny copper egg as payment.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right. After that, he goes back to work, bids you adieu, and you leave, I assume.
Yeah, I'm going to head back to the group.
All right. He is away for a little longer than you originally expected. It's been like an hour when he comes back, flapping over the hills. You've landed, but nothing else has happened since that hour has elapsed.
Okay, I'll go and give Benny his package and explain to him that the road we're traveling on is being created by a group of workers that are about a day or two ahead of us. They've been attacked by large insectile creatures, mainly giant scorpions, things along those lines, and also large birds. So keep an air out above and below.
He nods. He says, okay, well, I'll definitely take note of that. You might want to invest in perhaps subterranean tunnels if you're going to constantly run into things like this. All right,
Well,
thank you. And he
no.
texts the letter to read later.
Oh, then they also want to know when their relief crew is coming.
The relief crew should leave later today, actually, but they'll be well armed and supplied. They'll move a lot slower than us, mind you. They are carrying quite a lot more than we are.
Okay.
Right.
So I guess once I take a little break and recheck on Phineas, make sure he's not bleeding out or anything, or the wound's getting worse, I'll head back up and just do slow circles around the group.
Okay, so what does the party want to do? You can definitely move now. Where to?
Let's get going.
You want to follow the path?
Yeah.
Which way does the road? Well, yeah, we follow the road. It would be the quickest route.
You want to go?
As someone was smart enough to find the path.
Yes.
So, pretty much, when you're walking the path, you actually move 2 tiles instead of 1. And you will arrive here before the end of the first day. You're still 1 day off from over there. Now, you can stay here, take a look around, do some things, or you can keep moving.
Will we take any exhaustion if we continue to move?
No, you're considered having rested. It's just whether you want to take actions before you arrive.
Can I do a survival check to see if I could spot any game that we could eat?
Yeah, but pretty much you would be staying down to camp if you want to do that.
Well, couldn't I do it while in flight?
While flying?
Yeah.
I guess since you move quite fast enough, you probably do that. So go ahead and make your survival check then. On a successful 16, you do find enough food for... Well, actually, does it say anywhere? Are you a background hunter or something like that? Or are you just doing a general survival check?
I'm just doing a general survival check.
You find enough food for about 3 people. A small clutch of chicken eggs. Well, I say chicken and I say small, but they're more like basketball-sized eggs you found on a ledge.
Oh, great, googly moogly. Can I do a nature check to see if I know what kind of eggs they are?
Yes, you can. Okay, so what you're looking at is something ranging in the size of an ostrich or something similar to that. It clearly can fly, and without necessarily saying it, imagine a large chicken-like ostrich that is typically yellow and has a very unique cry. But there are different variants that fly, spit fire, are able to leap mountains, are made of rocks for some reason. Different variants do exist, and this one clearly is a flying type version of that.
Okay, then. I will go ahead and gather up the food, take it back to the group, and see if they want to stop then or continue to travel.
Me okay, walk or stop?
What?
Are
I
we
think it's gonna be
stopping?
good.
Are we stopping for the night? Or are we going to continue travel?
As long as we walk until like nightfall, I'm okay with that.
Well, we're at that point now.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just
Camp for
Okay.
the night.
camp for the night, I guess.
Benny chimes in saying that, yeah, well, if we've been traveling for a day, like, there's no reason not to take a rest.
All right.
So you
Okay.
guys have rations for 3 people. Mark off how many characters currently in play. There's Benny, there's
There's
Alfie,
5 of us.
and there's the
Alright.
3 of you. So you still need to mark off 2 rations. Benny does have rations on him, and so does Alfie. Alfie, remove a ration. You should be able to find them in your inventory.
2 rations.
Can I try and persuade someone to give me some omelets if they're going to cook omelets? Of the egg.
You
My
can
egg?
definitely ask them. Like, you can do
Well,
that in character.
Yeah, if he wanted to throw in a day's worth, his day's ration that he was going to use, I guess we could. I'll just throw it all together and make some kind of something or other we could all share.
Yeah, make
Like-
a little.
Yeah.
Who's the best cook?
Who's got the survival skill, I guess.
Yeah, we determined that cooking would be survival.
I got a +5.
I've got a +2.
To survival, I got +7.
Well, I guess you're the cook then.
By all means, Ryan, explain how you make this fancy meal that you're making.
Out of a bunch of rations and an egg.
Rations can be one of 2 things. They are either actual, like, crackers with other vitamins and minerals in it, like baked twice, essentially, to make them rock hard. Or they're various dried nuts with a little bit of honey. And you have 3 massive eggs.
I'm gonna use the crackers to like get them into like a powder, mix that with the eggs, and like
Oh, this is
it's essentially just gonna be like omelet kind of things.
It's going to be rather large and thick, but yeah, it'll work.
Just don't get your egg mixed up with them.
I guess it kind of ends up like a pancake. So roll me your
Yeah,
survival
yeah.
and see how your pancake comes out.
Okay. Oh my god, that was
Okay.
a crit fail.
It sounds exactly like he first explained it before I said it was a pancake. It's
Yeah.
just
It's like
crackers
chocolate
and lumpy eggs.
It tastes like
It's powder. It's crackers and the eggs. And it tastes horrible because I rolled a 1. I have a +7.
No,
I rolled a
Can we
1.
assist him?
No,
Can we assist him in this?
like,
cooking? No,
you definitely could have done it, like, in the future, you can assist him because then you'll probably want to. But like,
Can I
you
use my
totally
luck
sat,
because I'm really hungry?
you
Can I
probably
use a
sat
luck
back
point
and
so I
watched
can-
it, and he just made it a horrible meal. You can totally eat it though.
Oh,
yeah.
Thok would eat it and love it.
Raw.
Fuck, even you can tell this is horrible.
Yes.
I'm
Well, I
going
just
to make
been devoted to
suggestions.
not cook.
Yeah. Well, you can.
Can I have a go to show him how it's done? Is there must be a bit left? Can I show him how it's done?
There is enough left. Like, you rolled horrible enough that there's still probably a little bit here and there.
Okay.
Right. I'll roll.
Go for it.
Show him how it's done.
I'm gonna eat what I made though, and just like as my own punishment.
This is to try and ingratiate myself within the group. So I hope it works. I'm going to use a lock. Can I use a lock point?
Yeah, you can, which means you have advantage. Go ahead. There's nothing there. You see it? Okay, there we go.
7
Let
apparently.
me hop into your character sheet and adjust something.
Just go.
I can get another go though, can't I? I can have a second roll.
Yeah, you will. Let me just head in.
You're just going to fix it so it does rolls twice.
Okay, from now on, I definitely got to get. Oh God, what's that cantrip from clerics?
Prestidigitation or
No, the one that'll add to his skill, because I mean I'm just not eating it.
Guidance. Yeah.
Guidance. Yeah, he seriously needs guidance.
Okay. So, Elfie, go ahead and make your roll. It's going to roll twice. We're going to take the first one.
This is going to be a long journey if the
Yeah,
meals
the
are all going to be
advantage.
like
Yeah, it's just the length of how well you guys cook. Maybe you should send in a request order for, like, maybe I'm sending you a chef or something. Like a field cook or something.
I can still make spider stew. But no one wants any.
God, no, he spits it.
Oh, that's not helping. Elfie,
That's not helping.
you had advantage, so
You rolled a 2.
you rolled 1 point less. Even with advantage, you actually rolled less than he did when he rolled the 8. So you attempt to make something, and you come back with something that you think is like the most fancy thing ever. But when the party begins
It's like his.
it's like his, but yours has like little bits of
Burnt.
egg inside of the egg, like the eggshell inside the egg. So it's actually worse.
Oh God.
I may give up.
I'm just
cooking.
not gonna say anything and just like eat what I made and get ready for the night.
Benny is just like sitting there quietly eating his chocolate. Elfie, you also have a bar of chocolate if you want it. It counts as a ration.
Oh God, this is. I don't want to be rude.
Yeah, I
to
may
him.
have it. I'm going to nibble on my chocolate to take the taste away and say, well, that was always nice. Wasn't it?
Okay, well, guys, I tinkered with this in the past, and we can implement it if you guys are interested in the idea. But basically, depending on how well you make foods, or depending on what you make as a meal, we can give you like small temporary little buffs and stuff like that.
That's up to you. I mean, is it going to make the game harder?
No, actually, it would make it easier,
Yeah, but does that
assuming that you succeed. Otherwise, it
does that
stays
make
the same.
you roll one, you get a minus buff.
Yeah, if you
We might
well,
die of
the main
heartburn.
thing is all you do then is just don't eat the food. It's like you already know it rolled. Like his eggs clearly were horrible. You don't have to eat it, but then it also means that if you eat horrible food, you would take some negatives. It's like in a situation where you're running out of food and all that's left is the rotting remains of his horrible eggs from like 2 weeks back. If you eat it, you'll live, but you also take some negatives.
I don't think we're saving this meal when we're done.
Probably not.
Just chucking
No,
it.
no,
up.
it's gonna get eaten. How much?
I'm just sitting there watching Rowan, seeing if he's eating it.
Oh yeah, Rowan. I'm eating what I made.
Yeah. Well, I'll just sit there. I'll choke it down, but I'm not giving him. I'm not telling him it was terrible, but I'm also not giving him any goods.
Yeah, same
Okay.
thing, pretty much.
If you guys want to go with this idea of getting a few little buffs from eating food, you guys can roll me some con checks for eating a horribly prepared meal.
I
Okay.
will my con check.
Oh my god.
Oh, not good.
You didn't make it.
Oh my god, no.
Does anyone else eat the eggs?
We rolled the same.
I
Did
think
you do a check on here? It's got the save.
no,
Tasty.
con save. I mean,
Can I have?
yeah.
Mine
Thought
easier
you
because
eat
I
this
ate-
thing and like it's horrible, but you can eat it and not have any negative effects. Likewise,
okay.
Elfie, you were fun as well.
Oh, Thog's just enjoying it.
Yeah.
I love it. I told you I need anything.
So
I'm gonna give what I have left to the giant grasshopper.
he will eat it and not seem to have any negative effects ever.
Okay, there you go.
So, having eaten the horrible meal, you find you guys receiving 5 less speed during your next encounter.
Shit.
During the next encounter.
During the next fight, your move speed is reduced by 5.
Oh shit! Thanks, Ryan.
That's the point of not eating horrible food. The negative comes up in that you really run out of rations quickly. That's the thing. But it also means that we can get into the idea of like you literally hunting down special types of meat to get buffs. Like,
Oh.
just imagine what happens if you eat dragon meat, man. You have a bar of chocolate, eat it. Those who ate the chocolate feel that they have increased charisma for the next day.
Oh,
I've still
God.
got a quarter of it, 3/4 of it.
You
That's
feel
all that's
somewhat
in
more charismatic than you did earlier, but not by a lot.
Not me.
All right, then after this mess, how about we just figure out who's doing guard duty and get this over with.
Well, I'll do face watch.
I'll take last watch.
Okay. I'll take in between then. I only need the 4 hours.
All right, then.
Are you full elf? Yeah,
Does
you are.
Elfie need more than 4 hours?
I am wood elf.
Yeah.
Elfie
Okay.
is a half elf. He does need more than full 4 hours.
Probably need to pull.
Well, not to mention the fact that we'll just go ahead and start good practice right now. Make sure that Elfie and Benny guard duty as well. I mean, they can wake somebody up just as well as we can.
Also, didn't someone take a alarm spell or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I've got Lima's tiny hut, except that's only 10 foot.
It's definitely enough to guys to squeeze in, but it'll be a tight fit.
That's enough for me.
Yeah. Well, that leaves the grasshopper and Arrhenius out.
Mm.
And besides, I do not want to be within 10. I not trying to be rude or anything, but I don't think I want to sleep all cuddled up next to Thok.
That'd be interesting if he were to have a very interesting dream in the middle of the night.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so who is on first watch?
Me. Sock.
All right, Fuck, you're on first watch. You're outside. You're taking a look around. Everyone else is currently making camp and setting things up. So before they even actually go to sleep, what you see in the distance is an individual who is trying to stay out of line of sight of you, who's moving within just within the border of your vision. You can tell he's out
Fox
there.
sees this?
Thok.
Okay.
Only Thok, because Thok's taking a watch. You guys are making camp.
Yep.
Thok probably starts checking his sheets.
I was just thinking that was. But from this distance, I'd have to go closer.
Okay, Thok, if you want to pull out your sheets, you can. And make a perception check to see if he is someone you recognize on your scrolls.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum. You do.
Ugh.
It's
the vampire.
Vlad. It's Vlad. You see Vlad. He seems to be heading away from the spider village, which means he's heading west. And he's just over there.
Not Vlad, it's Jimmy or Timmy.
Jimmy? Jimmy? Okay.
But
But it's him. Like, you barely catch sight of him. Like, this guy was probably coming here to do something to you guys, but saw you, and you've been following him around for a while. So he doesn't want to tangle with you.
Dun dun dun.
my weapons are out, and I'm going over to him or stomping towards him.
Yeah, you can't really be stealthy, let's be honest.
Uh,
to the same
do-
point, the rest of the party, you guys can tell
And I
he's
actually
stomping off.
I do shout. I shout, "Stop right there!" Quite loudly.
So we see Thok take out his sword and stomp off and yell at something.
Yeah.
Me battle axe and me mace.
And then he's like, what's going on? Is something attacking us?
I'll take out my bow and arrow.
Yeah, same thing. Longbow out.
Sure.
Benny pulls out this thing that kind of looks like a crossbow, but it doesn't seem to have the lengthy string part or the wooden part. There's like a shaft of metal he's holding in his hand. It says, I'll stay here and keep an eye on the camp. Elfie, go with them and make sure everything's alright.
Benny's got a gun?
Looks like Benny has a gun.
Oh boy. I like Benny. I call dibs if he dies.
They
I gotta
require a crossbow proficiency to use properly.
I'll work that out down the road.
So, Elfie, you're going along. You have anything to say? You have complaints? Anything in particular?
Ready my initiative and follow along next to someone who's got really good eyesight.
Okay. Now, you guys are all level 8. It's pretty feasible that you could beat a vampire. The issue comes along, it's like, a good number of you has at least some idea of like how hard it is to actually catch a vampire. If you actually beat him, he'll probably just get away. So, if you guys really want to start combat, we can do that.
Well, let's see if we can catch him.
We don't know
first.
what it is yet.
You
Well,
don't.
because
He does.
I know he's on my list.
I'm bringing it up just in case. So, Falk, as the only person who saw him, it's going to rely solely on you to succeed on your survival check to find this vampire. Good luck with that, man. Okay. So, Falk, you spend a good amount of time looking for him. And part of you thinks that he clearly went this way. He clearly went this way. And as you keep heading out, eventually what you find is a small stream that crosses the path that you were following. You know that vampires cannot cross running water, which means you've been following the wrong path. At roughly 15 minutes later, the rest of the party catches up to you, because you ran off as fast as you could. And they show up. What do you guys say?
What is it, Doc?
Timmy the vampire's here round here somewhere. Saw him.
You saw Timmy the vampire.
Is he? I'm guessing in 6 months he showed us his sheets, right?
You've seen more than a few. Like, you know this guy is constantly looking for wanted individuals. And he's more than likely brought up the vampire, the demon, and the ghost at some point.
Yeah, probably the ghosts more often because they keep on looking at other people. If they act weird, then I go, you. I'm thinking, are they?
Okay, then. So we know that he's a vampire. Gotcha.
Yeah, but what I call vampire, what you call vampire, two different things. You don't know if I'll actually made him vampire.
Oh, so I don't know it's a vampire. Okay.
Not really, because the picture doesn't actually wouldn't show.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's like, Falk knows he's a vampire. But, like, looking at the image, it looks, for the most part, just like a normal person. It doesn't really say vampire, it just says Vlad wanted for, and then, like, his various crimes.
I'm gonna ask Falk. Are you sure this was him?
Yeah.
All right, then. I'm going into stealth mode and I'm going hunting.
I get for tracks.
Alright, you can also make your survival check, and then Dink will forget what you're trying to do in a moment. Okay. On an 18, you know that Vlad was never here. He clearly went the wrong direction when attempting to find Vlad. So you would have to backtrack and then attempt another survival check when you arrive somewhere where you believe that he came across.
Okay. You want to make another check now?
Let's go ahead and let Dink do his thing.
Yeah.
Dink? What are you trying to do?
I'm going to fade off into the woods and start doing a slow circle about 200 meters around where we're at right now, seeing if I can find any tracks.
Okay. Make your perception check. Do you have dark vision?
Yes. Anyway, when is my passive perception going to kick into play? Damn.
It always comes into play. You just don't notice. That's the idea of being passive.
It's passive.
Oh, there we go.
On a successful 26 perception check, somehow, in the dead of night, you find what appears to be a small bit of clothing attached to a bush. It's not a lot, but you met the miners, the constructors earlier, and they were not wearing outfits made of what you believe to be silk.
Okay, then definitely checking for a trail to see if I can see which way it moved.
You can definitely find a trail, but you know that other party members would probably be better at it.
I know the other party members what?
Isn't Ryan's survival better than yours?
Yeah, but
7.
yeah, but you know, I'll still. I mean, is he close enough I can get his attention without screaming?
You could probably flap back and come back.
You do the hand jive.
You guys,
Yeah.
You know what? You have hand messages. He can see you. Do your You guys do a hand message, and Ryan and the rest of the party starts trotting over. Takes them a couple minutes, but they eventually arrive.
Okay.
Roll! Oh my god.
Oh, you can clearly tell that he came through here, but the way that it's cut, the way the tracks are moving, he either went north or south. What direction do you think he went? Good luck with that.
Would I be able to do like a hand motion of like either that way or that way?
You guys have made your own language. You guys can do pretty much whatever you
Okay.
want.
So I'm gonna point like either north or either south. Not sure.
Okay, then since I know he's not sure, now I'll go ahead and do a survival check just to see if I can tell.
Go for it.
Okay, because before I just would have believed him.
Let's give him advantage because he already knows the path.
It's not really with advantage because it's nighttime, and I'm pretty much holding off giving guys disadvantage because it's dark out. So, on a 8, you pretty much come across the same idea. He came from the east, somehow hit this bush, and it's even possible he made a fake track leading north and south. So he might be leading you guys astray. Thought, do you want to do something?
Yeah,
And then we'll see if Elfie has an idea.
I'll do one more survival and where I am.
All right. Go for it.
Nope, just keep getting
It just gets worse and worse. Elfie, there's no new information. Elfie, what do you want to do, man?
I'm going to light a torch. And then I'm going to do a survival check, I think.
Oh god, he's lighting a torch?
We're surrounded by trees, right?
You're in the mountainous area. There are very sparse trees.
Okay.
We're within 1 mile of our camp, right?
Yes, you can easily head back.
Okay. No. Because I have telepathy with Irenaeus up to 1 mile away. I want to send him into the sky and tell him find the man.
Okay. You can clearly see the bird in the distance. It may be dark out, but there's still some bit of light through the clouds as you see the figure of the bird moving into the air. Shakes his head. Shh. Okay. So,
You went that way.
here's what I'm actually gonna do. I'm gonna roll a D1000 for the bird, and we'll see what happens then.
Sounds like a dog.
It does sound like a dog.
And he went that way.
Okay. So as your bird begins looking around fiercely, trying to find this vampire for you, within the 1 mile area of view, it examines the various things. It eventually comes across what seems to be a small temporary home, and it gives you the basic gist of what it looks like. It's clear that someone was here recently. They haven't been back of yet. There's a few items and belongings inside.
Okay, so I know the general location of it, right?
Yes.
All right, then I'm going to send Irenaeus back to camp then, and then tell the guys what we found, and tell them I may have found his home if you guys want to, or at least his camp, if you guys want to stake it out and wait for him.
Just point me in the way. Which way?
Is it north or south, or is it in a different direction?
It's actually in a different direction.
Okay, then let's go ahead and let's. I think instead of taking a 50-50 chance, we may be better off trying to ambush him at his camp.
Okay. You essentially head a little due to like northwest of your current location, and when you arrive, it seems to be a hut on the outside of a small cavern. When you arrive, the door has been knocked open by what appears to be a large set of bird claws. You think your bird got a little anxious and started poking in before you left.
So
What you guys do? What you're essentially looking at is a wooden teepee up against the mouth of a small cavern. You look inside and you see the cavern goes for a good length. It might even go down below, depending on how deep it is. But with the wind blowing out from it, you hear like a whistle. or
How
like a
high is-
howling.
How high is the rock face that the cavern is in?
The actual area you're in seems to be placed between two large boulders, which gives a little extra cover. It's a tight squeeze into the room.
I want to force me way in. It's a tight squeeze.
All right. Dink, anything you want to do?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was going to head about 50 feet back into the woods, settle down in a nice little out of the way place, and sit down and listen.
All right. What is Ryan? Anything you want to do, man?
I'll go with Dink and do that.
Doc?
I'm going like that. I forced myself into. You said it was a tight.
Yeah, you have to squeeze in there, but you can get in.
Well, I'm going in.
Alfie, what about you?
I had my sound cut out a minute ago. Have I still got my torch in my hand?
I would imagine so.
I'll follow the Thok. I'll follow Thok in. So I don't know if he's got. It'll. Do I know if it'll damage his eyesight? No.
He's
I
a
start
half orc,
wandering
so he has
around.
60 feet dark vision.
Has he? Well, I'll let him go a little bit ahead, but I want to check the ground. Make sure that when I'm walking in, I don't walk straight into a pit.
Okay.
I'll give him a minute, and then I'll give him a little space before I
Wait
go
till
in.
you hear. Oh!
Well, as you begin stomping your way in, you find the carcasses of several dead animals. A few of them clearly they died of blood loss as you begin heading further in.
Okay.
So, Doc, roll me a perception check as you begin stomping your way through. Okay. So, all around you find animals, a few other items. Eventually, as you head further in, the first thing that stands out to you is there is clearly something hidden right in front of you. You can't really tell exactly what it is. You rolled poorly enough, but you like there's something here. Some part of you is telling you there's something there, but you can't actually see it. There's nothing. It just seems out of place.
Well, I stop and just start shaking my head. Well, not shaking my head, but like move my head from left to side, wondering what the hell it is, or if there is anything.
As Elva gets a little closer, you notice that the floor kind of just dips right here. As the torch gets closer, you can clearly see the shadow being projected.
The floor dips.
Yes. He's like, this is one subtle little dip in the floor, and then the rest of the floor after that is, even.
Well, I'll stay away from that dip. But I won't say anything to the fellow with the torch because I don't know.
Okay.
Just bring the torch into a wooden house. A wooden place. Barely.
Look, you're just ready for a fight. So, the halfling, roll me your perception check and see if you detect anything.
What half one? What do you mean half elf?
No, sorry, not halfling, half elf.
Perception.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking for a little dip.
Oh, you're just looking. Probably looking.
You probably noticed Doc take a step around this thing. But you don't notice it. Like, the main thing is, like, Doc noticed it because there was a shadow that was coming from the torch. But once you get close enough to it, the shadow's not there. As you begin to walk and you feel there's, like, dip in the floor, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I am so I can do like a dodge, and I'm so good with that stuff. Right, dexterity.
Yeah, your dex is good. You should be able to make this no problem.
Saving throws, dexterity.
As
Well,
you step out onto this
Not too
dip,
bad.
the floor itself begins to collapse as seems to be a wooden hatch breaks underneath your weight, and you find yourself in a somewhat darker area. All around you are what you believe to be coffins. As one of them begins to open slowly, you can roll initiative. And Thok, you should probably do that as well.
Hang on, where's me? I forgot me.
do we hear that outside the cave?
You definitely hear the sound of wood like cracking on the way that he's stepping on. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm trying to see if we can find a good map real quick. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break, and then I'll have the map ready, and we'll proceed from there. So I'm still waiting on Elfie's initiative. And you guys can roll initiative as well,
Yeah,
and then
I'm
you guys
looking-
can take actions.
Don't forget to
what you guys
highlight
want to do.
your token
I
first.
think we'd end up being a few runs away because we like hidden trees and stuff
Yeah,
to
like-
try and ambush.
Yeah, on your turn in the initiative, you'll
I
do
don't know.
whatever you're trying to do, but you'll be
You
out of
highlight the
combat
token
essentially for quite a
first,
while.
and then click it.
I like me token.
Yeah, your token, click it, highlight it, and then click initiative.
Better find it.
I have advantage on initiative rolls anyway. But
Oh, for fuck's sakes! I've been failing 2 or 3 times now already.
right, well, since we're having a break, I'm going to make a call.
Yeah.
Hey, could be worse. Could be happening in combat.
All right, Alfie, I'll go ahead and roll
Probably
for
will be.
you, just to make it simpler. So I highlight token,
Yeah. Roll
you
my
hit
initiative,
initiative.
please.
and there you go. Oh, 20. Yes, you're good. You definitely should go faster than these things you're about to fight. So we'll get back to this in, let's say, 10 minutes. Hopefully I'll have a map ready. I probably will stop for a sandwich as well. So if everyone's watching, we'll be back in 10 minutes.